thought I'd do a short series of videos about the cost of living here in Fuerteventura. I've been asked by a number of people to talk about that. So I thought I'd start off with talking about the cost of food here and what the supermarket's like, what you can get, etc. And then take you shopping and show you. So stay tuned. Things have certainly improved over the last few years since we've been coming here as far as supermarkets are concerned, mainly because a mainland Spain chain, Mercadona, started opening up shops here, and it's really made the other supermarkets sit up and take notice. There are a number of small chains, Superdino, Hippodino, Eurospars here, and there's even the Lidls in Puerto del Rosario, the capital, that we use for certain things, where the prices are just as good as they are in Lidl's anywhere else. I think when you come here, you've got to get out of the mindset of only eating the foods that you've been used to, living in the UK or Germany or wherever, and accept that things are different here and learn to adapt. You can, of course, still buy some of the brands that you're used to in places like the British shop, but obviously you pay a premium for them because they're all imported. Generally the local brands are just as good. They might be different, but well, get used to it. The prices are pretty good here. I'd say they're pretty much on a par with UK supermarket prices in most respects. Some things are a little bit more expensive, and certainly other things are cheaper. I wouldn't say we spend any more in a month on food here than we would have done back in the UK. Well, without further ado, let's head off to Mercadona and do some shopping. So, let's go shopping in Mercadona in Corralejo. It's one of the big chains from mainland Spain that's recently opened in the last few years in Fuerteventura. It's certainly made a big difference. It's made the other supermarkets put their ideas up. Things like toiletries are pretty good, especially the own brand shampoo there for less than €1 for a big bottle. And things like deodorants, I would guess a bit cheaper here. Fresh crusty bread is pretty good here and pretty cheap. Here we've got baguettes for 45 cents. It's pretty good, but you really can't buy decent white bread for toasting. You rarely see proper milk, fresh milk here. It's all long life, but you get used to that after a while. They're big on fish in Spain, so most supermarkets have a really good selection of fresh fish on their fish stall. Mercadona's no exception. Get a huge variety of fish here. One thing you don't see much of here is sort of ready meals. You get a lot in the UK, which is probably a good thing because it makes you actually cook things from scratch a bit more. There's a reasonable selection of frozen foods. And when it comes to meats, there's a pretty good selection, or you don't see much lamb. Just getting some frozen turkey pieces there. You've got plenty of meat, of minces, beef and pork, lots of sausages, which I think are just as good as UK sausages, and lots of other cuts, steaks and things, even a bit of offal, a bit of liver, kebabs for barbecues, that kind of thing. Also quite a lot of different cuts of chickens and whole chickens. They're quite big on rabbits here. And you can buy fresh stuff from the deli, steaks and chicken breasts and things, and lots of stir-fry mixes. And quite a good selection of cheeses, particularly goat's cheese.
lots of pre-packed cheeses too, although you don't get a very good selection of blue cheese here, which is a shame because I love it. Lots and lots of different cold meats. One thing you don't see very often though is proper English bacon. Lots and lots of different types of olive oil, and it's reasonably cheap here too. And bottled water, very cheap here. You pay less than €1 for 8 litres. Obviously lots of soft drinks too. Beers, it's obviously cheap here. Most of the beer is lager. You do get some specialty beers though, which some of them are okay, like these here. Of course you've got wine, which is very cheap. You see some here that's less than €2 a bottle, and it'll be fairly drinkable. Not that I drink white wine. And spirits, very cheap compared to the UK. You get litres of things for €5 or €6. Some of the imported stuff is a bit more expensive, like Bombay Sapphire there, I think €17. J&B there, about €13 for a litre. €10 something for a litre of Grant's whiskey. And fruit and veg. Get a good selection here in Mercadona. It tends to be a little bit more seasonal than it is in the UK. I like some of the Spanish fruit that you don't tend to see in the UK, which can be really cheap when it's in season. Potatoes you get here, funnily enough most of them come from the UK. And there's a very good selection of dog and cat foods too. Okay, that's me done. Thanks for watching. If you've got any comments, leave them below, and to see further videos please subscribe. Bye.